This is a picture of me, age 40. This is how lean I get. Look, I'm very, very lean today. I'm still, similar level of leanness. But when I'm at my peak fitness, I'll lean out a little bit more. Let's talk about Dr. McDougall. I'm just using this picture of myself as, credibility, because a lot of people out there talk weight loss and stuff, but they're not lean and they can't get lean, or they do get lean, but they don't keep it. And when they are lean, they're absolutely miserable. They got bags under their eyes. They got no libido. They're just moody to be around and snappy and whatever. So that's the opposite of me. Anyway, let's talk about Dr. McDougall, John McDougall, who I helped get him up on social media about 10 years ago. 12 years ago, actually, 2010, I was promoting McDougall heavily in my vegan online community, which is still today very big, but back then it was, I was one of the first people really cranking on YouTube, so I had great coverage, and now these days there's a lot more influences out there, good and bad. McDougall, he promotes a high carbohydrate, low fat, vegan, plant-based, vegetarian diet, whatever you want to call it, and he recommends no oils, etc. So we do have a lot of similar, very, very similar protocols. But McDougall, he's come to his conclusions. All his conclusions aren't really based on what he discovers. He's not a guy who's observing critically. He's just a guy. Again, no hate to him. If you'd like to have me debate him or interview him, let me know. He's got. There's a lot of things I like about McDougall. Okay, so this is not just a critique. This is he's got a great sense of humor. He loves the banter, and he's cutthroat. He'll get up and take the stage and debate. So I've got respect for that. What I dislike about his presentation, his education style, is he does massively contradict himself. One minute he says carbs don't make you fat, and then the next minute, literally, he says, well, fruit is best to be limited. So it's like, hang on, carbs are good or carbs are bad? Sugar's good or sugar's bad? Starch is glucose, okay? It's sugar, okay? Anyone who says that carbohydrates aren't sugar and sugar's not carbohydrates, they're very uneducated, okay? It's like saying a bird's not a seagull's not a bird. It's a bird, dude. It's got two wings, it flaps, it squawks, it paddles in the water. It's this freaking seagull. It's a bird, okay? It's sugar. It's glucose, fructose, sucrose. It's sugar. It's carbohydrates. Okay, it's 4 calories per gram. Sugar, table sugar, pH neutral. Glucose, pH neutral. Fructose, pH neutral. These people out there. Anyway, so McDougall says that. And so no wonder people who follow his protocols, struggle. They absolutely struggle, especially in social settings, because someone like me will come along and say, hang on, so if sugar's bad, but rice is good, explain that to me. Well, the glycemic index of sugar, it spikes, but rice has the fiber, brown rice has the fiber. But the glycemic index is virtually identical. But you're saying you shouldn't eat sugar because it gives you a spike because the glycemic index is too high. But yet it has pretty much the same glycemic index as white rice or brown rice. So he's going to get owned by someone at dinner, pretty much, who's educated on the topics. Now, going to university, it doesn't make you educated. It makes you a parrot, okay? You go to university, you regurgitate information. And some of the information can be great, like if you're an engineer or if you're a surgeon, and some of that regurgitating those things, like safety, high-vis colors, we regurgitate that, it makes sense. You can test it in the real world. So you're always going to, when you educate yourself with something, does this make sense? Does this actually work in the real world? So, having, porridge for breakfast, for some people it works. For me, it doesn't work. It's just too heavy. I need sweet and juicy. I need sugary, sweet, high water content foods. For me, it's fruit, ideally. Fruit with sugar. Porridge, I'll have at night time when I want to wind down. But most people, they have their starch for breakfast, and then they whack in some caffeine, or some Adderall, or some Ritalin, the green tea, the chocolate. They have some stimulant, because when you have starch first thing in the morning, it's just like, oof, it's stuff. For me, it's a sedative. And I'm not a fan of sedatives, especially in the morning. But in the evening, you want to wind down, go to sleep, then smash in some oats and sugar for sure, rice and sugar. But that's when McDougall, he loses his thing. He recommends people do the, and we can't really talk about it, but there's a thing going around in the last 2 years, and it's an experimental, what do you call it, drug, and McDougall recommends that because he just parrots what he reads in his journals, etc. Right? He's not like someone in the medical community says fruit causes obesity or fruit prevents weight loss, then McDougall will put aside all his observations of the fruitarian community or me and my community, and he'll put all that. He knows me. He knows all our community exists, but he'll put all that aside, all that real world evidence, and say, fruit gives you fatty liver. Fruit makes you obese. Fruit prevents weight loss. You literally say that. Same with Dr. Greger, who's not even a real doctor. Like, McDougall's a real doctor. By doctor, like real doctor, I mean McDougall had a practice where he'd have patients. Greger, correct me if I'm wrong, you've never ever been a real doctor practicing with patients, paid patients, in your day in your life, okay? You wear the doctor's outfit with the stethoscope, and I wear that too, and we've both had the same amount of days practicing with patients, and that is absolutely zero. And that's okay, but he doesn't really make that clear. It's a little bit misleading, okay? But anyway, he says his non-profit is for his own pocket, which is fair enough, but why call it a non-profit? Why say you're donating to charity when you're donating to the charity registered in your name? It's just like, come on, man. Like, the vegans, I'm not sure the vegan community supports or attracts these, I don't know what it is, what you call them, but I mean, I'm glad they're out there, but in many ways I'm glad they're out there, but also I'm sad they're out there because you look at their forums, look at the Forks Over Knives group or the Greger group or the McDougall group, and people all have the same complaints, like, I'm really hungry, like I'm starving, and I'm not losing any weight, blah, 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 and it's because they're starving, man. They're in this calories in, calories out world, because Greger says too many calories, and Greger's not in shape. Like, Greger's not in shape. He does more exercise than I do. He eats more micronutrients than I do, but he's not in shape. He's got, if you had to get me or Greger, and we're of similar age, so if you had to get me or Greger to save your life by running up a hill to get phone reception and call an ambulance, who are you going to give the phone to? Me or Greger? Who are you going to give the phone to? All right, there's a 20-kilometer climb we have to run up. Okay, we're in the valley, a rock's crushed your leg, it's a boulder, no one can move it because it's like a 10-ton boulder. Your leg's under there, you've got a phone, we've got no reception, it's me and Greger and you, and Greger's like, no, give me the phone, I'll call the ambulance, I'll call for help. I eat micronutrients, and I calorie restrict, and I eat broccoli on my plate, more broccoli than rice. I don't do sugar, I'm Dr. Greger, and give me the phone, I'll get help. And I'm like, dude, give me the phone, man. Like, I'm absolutely hill climbing beast. I'll get to the top of the hill an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours before Greger. Greger might not make it to the top of the hill. He might pass out with the glucose exhaustion a third of the way up. Actually, he probably would, so like, it's just logic, man. Like, and then, okay, durianrider, you're fitter than Greger. You're much fitter. Okay, cool. But I want to lose weight. And it's like, who's leaner? Me or Greger? Again, that's not make him or anyone good or bad. I'm just saying, if your results is to be leaner, listen to me. If your results is to be a multi-millionaire with a non-profit foundation, then Greger is the man. Like, Greger knows how to set that up. Like, he's the god of that. I wouldn't have a clue. I don't know how to create a non-profit and become a millionaire from people donating to me and not donating to myself. I don't know how to do that. Greger does. He's an absolute world-class at that. So he is the master of that. So ask him. Same with McDougall. I don't know how to contradict myself in a video, like sentence to sentence. McDougall does. He contradicts himself all the time. He's the master at that. He's a professional contradictor. It's just, so if you want to learn how to contradict yourself, then McDougall's the man. If you want to be a parrot, McDougall's the man. Okay, Greger's the man. Greger parrots as well. But Greger is a bit more street smart than McDougall. I can't see McDougall having a non-profit in his name, donating to himself. But, I guess McDougall is a real doctor, so he's made cash with that, and versus having to create a non-profit to donate to yourself. Anyway, that's the video. Both these people have some great things to say, but it's not their work. They're just parroting other people's work. They're just reacting to other people's work. Just like I'm doing a reaction video now. But my protocols is what I've formulated and put together. I don't fear social disapproval, so I'm not afraid to go, does this work? Does this doesn't work? I'm not afraid to test things out. I've done all the diets over the years. I've taken various pharmaceutical drugs, blah, blah, blah. I've been full natty bra, Mr. Supernatural. And so I can tell you what works, what doesn't work. Why would you listen to someone who is locked into some bias? All right? I haven't been a vegan all my life. I've eaten so much meat and all that sort of stuff. Like I can tell you what it does and what it doesn't do. Okay? So my protocols aren't based on parroting someone else. And there's nothing wrong if you are a parrot. I'm just saying I've come to these conclusions through my own hard work and years and thousands of training of people I've trained, and saying what works, what doesn't work. My protocol works. Nothing comes close. Look how lean I am at age 40. Look how today I'm age 44. I'm still as lean, but with a lot more muscle. Almost as lean, but my fitness isn't as primed as this. So anyway, that's the deal. But a lot of people don't want to get this lean, and I get that. I'm just saying this is proof there. So whenever someone says durianrider's advice is wrong, just say, look at this photo, and look at all his girlfriends who live with him. Either they come in fat and go out super slim, or they come in super slim and look even better, look even more glowing, confident, and radiant in the face when they stay with me, when they're living with me, okay? And some people are, you're arrogant. That doesn't matter if I'm arrogant or a douchebag to you. What matters is, are you getting the results? Are you getting the results? And if you're not, then why? Do you want the results? If you do, then listen to me. It doesn't matter if you think I'm a douchebag or not. If you do my protocols, you're going to get the results. Your body doesn't care if you like me or hate me. Your body only cares if you follow the protocols. Okay? Oh, that's a cult doing it. You're a cult leader. I am. And do you want to be in this cult where you get a great quality of life? Or do you want to be in that 9 to 5 cult where you're starving yourself and feel miserable and people wonder why they're with you? What cult do you want to be a part of? Everyone's part of a cult. Okay? You'd be part of the mainstream media cult, or you'd be part of my cult where we're having fun and freedom and rainbows and unicorns and dolphins. Know you by their first name. So what do you want in your life? What sort of cult do you want to be involved with? I say I'm into fitness cult, I'm into the fun cult, I'm into the health cult, I'm into doing good cult, I'm into fresh air, good food, good vibes, getting it done cult. That's what I'm part of. Okay? And if I'm a cult leader of that, then okay, I'll take that on. Because I do, help people transform their lives. And if you've been watching me for a while, you notice that. Okay? That's what I'm just saying. Like, McDougall doesn't build careers. Gregor doesn't build careers. These people contradict themselves. They just parrot information, which sometimes is great and sometimes is very, very dangerous. That's my personal opinion. You might have a different one.